in Eritrea, located in East Africa.
I was raised in El Salvador.
I grew up in Kazakhstan.
I'm from Mombasa, Kenya.
In China.
I was born in St. Martin.
I grew up in London.
From India.
I was 28 when I got diagnosed with breast cancer, and through the whole process I just kept thinking, like, whatever happens, I just want to get my CPA license.
Like channeling, like, what is the thing that I'm scared to do and how can I do it and how can I be laser focused on that one thing.
When I came to US, my family grandparents didn't approve, and they told me, like, oh, if you're going, we are not your family anymore. I kind of had to rely on myself.
There's always this dream of the American dream, pulling yourself out of bootstraps and, just completely owning your future. And reality doesn't really work like that.
When I was a teenager, I lost my stepfather to mental illness. He took his life in our family home, and I had to get away.
My passion for healthcare was inspired by my father's journey. When I was 9 years old, he was diagnosed with incurable cancer and given 8 years to live.
Seeing the power dynamics at play in my home really shaped what I thought was achievable for women. Seeing her especially struggle with financial dependence on my father made me really want to make sure that I had independence for myself and for her down the road.
I applied for this scholarship a few years back. And though I didn't receive it at the time, I was determined to try again. You never really know unless you try. You don't know what new opportunity awaits.
There is a lot of opportunity to either be great, to move forward, or to just fall flat. And I have to just kind of go with the flow while also putting in 100%.
Environmental social governance, ESG ratings are really big in investing right now, and the more conversations and research I've been doing, I've been noticing that a lot of people aren't critical enough of the paradigm that we're in, and I've been wondering, well, what does a new paradigm look like around value alignment investing, and what would a product look like to help meet those needs or solve those problems?
I have a startup where we educate high school students about disruptive innovations and, for example, artificial intelligence and gene editing, blockchain, and I'm quite passionate about this because I think if we can educate students at an early age and expose them to these future technologies, that they can be inspired to pursue future degrees in STEM as well as careers.
During COVID, since we're siloed and people were yearning for community, it was a great opportunity to really build something that I knew was a white space in the VC ecosystem, which was creating the largest Latinx venture investor community possible called VC Familia. And fast forward, has grown to over 300.
How I ventured into finance, it was at this moment when I was walking, I just met a random lady, which I knew her, she was selling things. We used to sell tomatoes and potatoes with her. So she was like, oh, Tabitha, I want to understand how to raise money and support my family as well. If I can help just one person to do that, how about other women in the society?
After graduate school, I could become an educator to teach financial literacy to high schoolers to motivate more female students to pursue a career in finance.
Me learning is not just for me, it's for my family, it's for my community. I plan on teaching and sharing the knowledge that I have to those who are receptive to it.
I'm at the point of my life where I'd love to give back. I have so much respect for women and specifically mothers and working single mothers. So I would love to give back to that community of women to show them that they can have both.
I really enjoyed working at the intersection of investing and operating before Stanford. And afterwards, I really see myself continuing to invest behind companies that enable and empower women in their lives through health and wealth, is what I like to say. And I think that'll be through a combination of both investing and potentially building and continuing to build more healthcare solutions.
I feel women's challenge. So because I go through a lot of challenge, I don't want others to go to the same way.
Women and diverse investors are the drivers of wealth creation, innovation, and sadly, less than 15% of wealth managers are women. I want to assist individuals and businesses and nonprofits to reach their financial goals.
So I basically co-founded New Gen Accountants to help solve issues around diversity in the accountancy profession and get some more diverse talent who didn't necessarily have access to people who may have gone down that path before.
Coming to Berkeley, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. My family, my parents are both federal agents. They're not involved in the business world at all. I really had to figure all of that out on my own, and that inspires me to mentor and guide those who are in similar situations to me.
4 years ago, a mentor asked me, when you think back on your career, what do you want to be able to say? It was a different way of thinking about planning for my career than I had approached before. And a handful of months later came back and had realized my mission in my career is to advance healthcare globally.
I actually want to teach at a community college. They want you to take all these classes so you can graduate, but sometimes you don't need certain classes. And if your goal is to transfer to a university, then you're wasting time and money. And so then I want to be that guidance to students at community college.
I recognized with a very strong point of view that some students are given an unfair advantage or disadvantage solely because of the numbers attached to their zip code. I felt really compelled to find a solution to create economic opportunity for Americans across the US.
In the October of 2020, India was kind of recovering from COVID-19 and the offices were starting up. It was just a random Monday morning. I picked up my bag and started to go to office. Once I reached, the country manager pulled me in for a meeting and he said that I'm let go because of some restructuring in the company. I was frantically Googling how did people cope up with restructuring and changes, and that's when I came across this YouTube video about Terry Colson, and she spoke about how she was let go, and that kind of inspired me to believe that if she can do it when she was at the best of her career, then I can do it too. And I would love to give that motivation to kind of more people.
Congratulations, Riddhi. I'm so excited for you. It's amazing how the financial women of San Francisco have a positive impact all over the world. And what's so important about what you've done is you've written your own part, your destiny. This forces us to see our strengths. And once we know our strengths, we become unstoppable. Thank you for everything you're doing and good luck.
I think Financial Women of San Francisco is a pivotal point in the rest of my career.
It's just an endorsement that I'm on the right track.
The FWSF Scholarship means more to me than I can put into words.
The financial support is really important.
A really strong network united in its mission to drive the industry forward.
We'll all thrive.
I can't wait for us to come together to make a difference for the women who will come after us.